Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we're back on Borderlands 3, and today I'm bringing you my new and improved fadeaway flak build. And this thing melts everything. Guardian takedown, Malon takedown. The only thing you might have problems with is Hemovorous, but I wouldn't. I'd say yeah, you can do it. It's just difficult, but it's also Hemovorous. So unless you're using a cheese build with the Fish Slap and Guardian Angel, everything's gonna be difficult compared to that. But it is doable. I've done it before, and we're just gonna get right into this. So for the skill tree, I got just a basic green tree. Now, Flak, I've always had problems with survivability. So if you want to move some of these points around for more damage, that is perfectly fine. I opted out of some damage for more survivability just because I'm used to Amara and being able to just regain health from shooting things. Whereas with Flak, you can't really do that. You have to get kills for health regen and not lifesteal, which is vastly more powerful in this game. So that's why instead of having like 5 out of 5 in Hidden Machine, I have 1 point in Self-Repairing System. I believe that was to move down this tree. But like reload speed over here, a little bit extra damage over here, you could move that into Self-Repairing System if you wanted to for even more survivability, or take this out and move it to Second Intention faster, even more reload speed, or Grim Harvest even. You have plenty of options to edit the build as you like. This is how I like running it though. I think it's has about as best balance you can get of survivability and damage. I only go 5 out of 5 into agility training of the purple tree because that's the only useful skill in this tree unless you're going full pet build. Blue tree, standard 3 in persistence hunter for the extra gun damage and action skill duration, and then frenzy and he bites to build up frenzy. Red tree, orange tree, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty standard, I'd say, to get down to Megavore. So that way we can use head count to get back into fadeaway as fast as possible. That's pretty much what this build is. You are cycling your fadeaway as much as possible to get your ASEs. I only have the Revolter Shield on right now. I might add a couple extra ones, but seeing how Flak just needs everything to die in front of him before it kills him, this is your best option compared to everything else that you can run. If you want to run an Old God or a plus Ultra Shield for the extra cooldown and health, that works too, but in all the practicing and running through trials and takedown and stuff, this is the best luck I've had is with the Revolter Shield. I have one that has extra recharge rate. Doesn't really matter, to be honest, since you're just using this for the ASC ability. Not really meant for tanking this. So I do have Hunter Seekers of every element. Standard guns, you got some Heralds, Prompt Critical, some Light Shows, Free Radical and Maggie. Those are the two most fun pistols to use on this build. And I have a King and Queen's Call of every element for bossing. That's why they only have fadeaway and not ASEs, because you're only going to use this during fadeaway unless you have godlike accuracy. I do not recommend this for mobbing. You can, possible, it can work, but the only time I use this during mobbing is on badass enemies where their critical spot is huge, so it's hard to miss. EMP5 for extra movement speed. Needle guns, just because of the insane debuff that they bring, and they're pretty good. I only have fire and radiation, but I mean, really, radiation covers what fire doesn't. So I then have a DNA with ASE splash. It's alright. I don't really, I wouldn't prioritize this, but you can use it in this build. It does work. Some soul renders, because these do massive damage, and the skulls more than anything do a load of damage, especially when you're in fadeaway. Got monarchs in the build, an OPQ system with consecutive hits. A Becca, I don't really use this outside of fadeaway, so that's why I have while fadeaway is active on it. That's just, in my opinion, the best because ASE 100% weapon damage just doesn't work as well. If that's the best way I can describe it. Rowan's calls, all with matching ASEs, just because the Rowan's call is amazing for mobbing now, especially after the buff that they got a while ago. Another Monarch. Reflux, this is what you will almost always have running in your slots for getting fadeaway back, because the amount of critical hits this thing can get is insane, and it rebuilds your fadeaway almost instantly. I do have a Heartbreaker in here just for health regen, because like I said, I'm not really good with surviving with flak, so I do have a Heartbreaker here if you also struggle with survivability. So if you are always running this, then you don't need any of the extra healing skills that I have included in here. You can move these over to damaging skills if you wanted to, if you're always going to have a Heartbreaker in your inventory or in your like on hand that you can switch to heal. That is an option. Ionic Disruptor and Skull Masher, both with fadeaway annoyance, just because that's the best that they have. Bird of Prey in here, and I decided it's not that good, so that's why I don't really use it. There's Hunter Seekers. I do have a Cosmic Stalker Stackbot and a Rack Pack in here. I mean, if you wanted to, you could switch it over. Just grab Rack Attack and probably Rack Accelerate and Falconer Feast, or Rack Open and Cold One. That's probably what I would run. But you will get your ASEs all the time, but then you lose your fadeaway weapons, and survivability is what you mainly lose. And then these aren't in here. These won't be included. I just haven't put these back in my vault yet. But I do have a Cutpurse launch pad if you're running out of ammo, a Snowdrift auto idle for movement speed and healing, a Pearl, and a Vladoff Company Man. This is what I used on the Humivorous fight with both the Monarchs, because that extra damage and fire rate really helps, and it has plus 30% action skill cooldown rate. Now, this isn't perfect by any means. You could have 50 damage, 50 fire rate, and I believe reload speed does go up to 50%. That would make a god roll Company Man. But since this is the best rolls I had, and it has action skill cooldown on it, that's the one that I included in the build today. And that should be it. If you guys enjoyed, please hit that like button, and also subscribe to keep up to date on all my build videos. I believe my next build is going to be a Zane build, because that is what I have seen people most request for. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.